Previously, we've talked about acute injuries, chronic injuries, and overuse injuries. And for today, we're not going to dive into these acute injuries that can happen at any moment with an impact or a nasty jarring. Also not going to talk about chronic conditions like scoliosis, but rather focus in on the overuse injuries and pains that can come from running specifically. And whilst there isn't a vast wealth of research into this specific case of how back injuries emerge from running specifically, there are some studies that help suggest and give clues as to why there are increased risks of back pain and injuries. One of these can be lack of flexibility in the hamstrings, having very tight hamstrings, the muscle down the back of your leg. It can also come from poor posture during your runs or poor technique. This can also be during your day-to-day life, for example, sitting at a desk badly or for long periods, or lounging around on a couch in some cases. Another risk factor can be a lack of deep core strength and in the muscles that support your back and spine, including the obliques, the flexors, the extensors, and the erector spinae muscles that keep the spinal column nice and strong and stable. Whilst you're keeping your core engaged, we can focus on specifically the hamstring, lengthening it and stretching it out. And over time, if we continue to do this, we should start to get more flexibility and reduce some of the pressure that it imposes on the back during our day-to-day life, but also specifically when we're running. So when it comes to technique, a strong posture can be your friend as a runner. Many coaches and physios will recommend that you focus on standing tall with your eyes looking ahead at the horizon to help extend your spine when we're running. One thing this does is help prevent your head from hanging off your spine and helps balance your weight through the spinal column. And of course, this has the added benefit of engaging your deep core muscles that helps train them every time you go running out. So as we're running with good posture, we're actually strengthening and training those deep core stability muscles. We have to always be careful that if we're going out for longer runs, as we fatigue, we might find that with tiredness, a good posture starts to deteriorate and suffer. So we have to keep an eye on this from time to time, especially during longer runs. And if you're really finding it difficult to keep that good posture, you might consider slowing or even walking for short periods. And in some cases, just stopping, resting, recovering, and then going out for a run another time. When it comes to technique, we've also previously talked about how increasing cadence and reducing step length can help reduce loading on the body and reduce the risk of overstriding. And this is certainly something that is important to consider when we're experiencing back pain. Some research has investigated the activity of the different muscle groups and have shown that increasing cadence or reducing the stride length can help increase the activity of the glutes and other muscles that creates balance and engages more of the support muscles as you run. And this can be very helpful to make sure that we are balanced and stable and holding a good posture by working on how we hold our body during our runs, on our running technique and specifically our posture. We inherently are engaging core strength, and over time that will mean our core will get stronger and will adapt and develop better core stability. But physios and coaches will often also recommend to work specifically on this core strength and the muscles that contribute to it. Strengthening these muscles is likely to stave off local fatigue and help maintain better support of the spinal column during your runs. But when it comes to your lower back, you will probably find it useful just to keep three things in mind. Maintaining a good flexibility of the hamstring, focusing on your core strength and the control it brings, and as always, focus on good posture and good running technique to help stave off some of those risk factors that may bother your back now or in the future.